Hello there, Black Bull 420 here, bullshit antimatter. A few things I like to get off my chest. I want to try and think of myself as one of these people that are trying to pay attention to what's going on in the world. The problem with today's society is the me culture, you know. What am I gonna get out of it? You know, what is it gonna do to affect me? You know, all these starving kids in Africa, you know, all these wars going on in the Middle East, you know, what does it have to do with me? You know, how is it gonna affect me? You know, National Defense Authorization Act, being able to pick you up without a charge, you know, and just say, hey, you know what, you're talking too loud, you know, we're gonna put you in Guantanamo Bay, see if you'll get trained by the CIA, and essentially go and kill ambassadors in Libya. Well, I mean, that is Guantanamo Bay. That is the one thing we have to realize. That Guantanamo Bay is essentially a CIA terrorist training prison. Ridiculous. I mean, it just confirmed my notions that the article, I forget if it was the Telegraph, but it was saying that the ex-Guantanamo Bay detainee was involved in the attacks on the embassy in Benghazi, Libya. I believe it's Benghazi. Anyway, a few things you need to know is that Canada cut diplomatic relations with Iran. Now, TD Bank, which is one of the oligopolies in Canada for banking, they've been screwing around with Iranian nationals and holding a lot of their capital, their assets. Freezing their accounts, that's the word I'm looking for. And they basically gave the Iranian ambassador and the consulate pretty much a week to get out of town. And they already pulled the Canadian embassy out of there. And people ask me why I'm pissed off at that. Why I made an effort to call the BAIRD, that foreign services department, I forget what it's called, I don't know. I'm more interested in American politics, to be honest. Mainly because there's way more corruption and it's way bigger economy, and I mean, whatever goes on down there is gonna come up here pretty fast. So, a few things we need to get cleared up first. Al-Qaeda is an arm of the CIA. It is the Mujahideen created by Brzezinski and in the Jimmy Carter age, just before the Russians invaded. I mean, why do you think the Russians had to go into Afghanistan? Because the Mujahideen, which is being funded by the CIA, is being militarized, trained, you know, given a extremist sect of Islam in the madrasas, the Islam kind of Bible schools, if you will, Quran schools almost. Alright, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm an expert or anything like that, but I'm just trying to go off what I know. With that, they changed the word Mujahideen to Al-Qaeda after 2001. Mossad, Israeli intelligence, British intelligence created Saudi and CIA American intelligence. That's right, American intelligence created by British intelligence. They had a hand in it. Definitely had a hand in 9/11. At the very least, very least, they let it happen. Now, with Condoleezza Rice saying, "Oh no, we didn't know that they would throw airplanes into a building." Well, the memo from a few weeks prior was Bin Laden putting the airplane into the building, etc. Bin Laden is also an ex-CIA asset, you know, from the Mujahideen, through the Mujahideen. Now, the implications with the whole war on terror is, you notice how NATO is attacking, well, you know, they don't say American troops, they say NATO troops. They don't say Canadian troops, they say NATO troops. You know, we're all this whole big world government, big happy world government family over here. NATO is completely screwing us up. Let's see, what do I want to say about that? Oh yeah, right, Turkey. That's what I wanted to get into. Turkey is shelling Syria now, shelling the border of Syria, because a mortar you know, a mortar which is it only goes like 3 miles, apparently traveled 250, I don't know if it was kilometers or miles, in order to hit this shack. So because Syria might have hit this shack with mortars, even though the Free Syria Army rebels have mortars. They're being armed by the American military, NATO. They're NATO-backed rebels, essentially. It's like, you know, giving a big group of exploited fans a bunch of AKs and mortars and stingers. Well, CIA just smuggled in 14 stingers. You should look that up for the FSA. Free Syria Army, who are 80-90% foreigners, and so they're not really Syrian, and they're killing their own people. So the Free Syria Army wants to kill Syrians in order to free them. Alright, so this is completely insane.